or grandmother or great-grandmother, and anyone who has or who has had a mother, happy Mother's Day. So glad. So what are we here about? Well, we're here about being a radically welcoming community. And what do we believe? We believe, one of the things we believe is that all paths lead to an awakening. And what are we doing here? We are collectively revealing that love is the nature of who we already are. So you received a prayer card when you walked in. If you want your prayers included in the practitioner prayers this week, please fill out your prayer card. If you didn't get one, I think someone will bring one to you. And if you didn't get one and you'd like to have one, so would you read with me now who we are? So, I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is love, truth, light, and peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we recognize that we are one. Namaste. All right, thank you very much. So now I'm going to give it to the music team, and these are the sing-along words. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, James. Wow, wonderful job. As you are able to stand. If you stand, sit, and kneel for a long time, people might think we're Catholic. So stand when you feel called to, sit when you feel called to. Take a look at the person next to you. Recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Ah, lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. The person next to you. Look at the person next to you. Say Namaste, I bow to you. Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Oh, lift your voice and repeat after Des. We come together. 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 In the name of love. The name of love, it's in the name of love, only in the name of love, it's in the name of, in the name of love, love.
my gosh, so much fun, right? Just coming together, dancing and singing in the name of love. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Valerie Day. I am so blessed to be a practitioner here, and I am also blessed to be the practitioner on duty on this awesome Mother's Day. So welcome, welcome. And we have beautiful Jackie in the back is going to bring up the light. And as she brings up the light, I want you to recognize that light in yourself and look around the room and recognize the light in everybody else. And just breathe in the light that you are, because we love to just take this time just to set that beautiful light, open up the space for our service.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, yes, I am. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let us read our affirmation together. There is only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now. And let's just read that one more time. Just let it wash over you. There is only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now. And let us pray. Yes, 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 as we just exhale into the I am that I am, just arriving here more fully, more completely, just with deep gratitude in our hearts for that one mind, that one power, that one infinite intelligence. We give thanks for all that has come together this day to bring forth this beautiful, amazing service, the music, the message, the volunteers, our beautiful welcome team and board, and just all of the energy that has created this beautiful service this day. We know that Spirit speaks eloquently through Reverend Bobby and falls upon our open hearts and open minds, and that each one of us is nurtured in exactly the way that we need to be nurtured this day. We just open up to the love that we are, just opening up to the I am presence that is this service, just honoring the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, the Holy of Holies, the birthing, the creation. Just giving thanks for this beautiful, precious Mother's Day and the mother in each of us. So I just bless our time giving thanks, saying, and so it is, and so I let it be. Amen. And now it's my honor to introduce Tori Sina, one of our board members, and she's going to tell you everything that's going on around here, so pay close attention. You don't want to miss out.
Hello, everyone. Happy afternoon. If you'd like to get on up and say hello to everybody, give hugs and welcomes, and then when you're finished and the music's over, you can come back to your seats. Reminds me of Dirty Dancing. Be ready, Valerie. Hi, Chris. Okay. So if you would like to join me in reading our collaboration mission statement. Through mindful and respectful exploration, we are creating a healthier foundation that supports and engages a whole beloved community equipped to launch new strategies for a thriving spiritual center. Why do I always say community? I don't know why. And our next is our cycle, basically, of how we process everything through this spiritual way. We awaken to a truth in our lives. We realize how that truth is played out in our lives. We take our new knowledge and transform our lives, and we repeat this process in our lives in new ways. And our power statement is we are a place of connection, healing, and unity. And hashtag we are Namaste, and hashtag this stuff works. Yes, it does. And I'd like to invite Valerie back up, and she's going to talk about the circle.
Hello again, beautiful people. So in addition to getting to be a practitioner here, I lead our healing arts ministry called The Circle. And we have something awesome for you this Saturday at 2:30 at Seal Beach. Denise Estrada, she's a licensed acupuncturist, is going to do a mind-body reset for us. And she'll facilitate a beautiful afternoon meditation workshop, guiding us through a sequence of energy balancing and exercises and vocal toning and breath work and stretches. And at the end, it'll culminate with a sound bath and an extended shavasana, so you can go inward and just breathe and reset and heal and, just kind of unplug from the outside world and go inward. So register on Eventbrite 2:30 this Saturday. If you've got any questions, see me after church. Love to see you there. Thanks, Tori.
Rev Bobby, I think you're going to take care of these guys.
These guys. So yesterday, I'm going to go to this one first and then the next one. Yesterday, we had the 5 agreements workshop. 4 plus the 1, sorry. I don't know why I said 5, but there is 5, but we did 4. So the 4 agreements workshop, it was fantastic. We had about 22 people in the room. We went deep around this. And what I have found and understood about every time I read this book is I learn something new about myself, and I learned something in the process of how to apply the 4 agreements, which was written by Don Miguel Ruiz. I see a few people in the room that were here yesterday. It was phenomenal. You get one more shot, folks. We'll teach it again in the future, but not real quick. So it's May 27th. You can still register. You'll see the link in the newsletter tomorrow or on our website or on Eventbrite. Do not miss out on this, because this going forward is how we're going to learn how to come together again. We have forgotten how to be with each other. Disclaimer, I'm not sure we did. So we're going to practice coming together in a way that we can treat each other as if no one or nothing is against us. That's how we're going to do it. The second thing is, coming up in June, when we're finished with 4 agreements, is the Art of Mindfulness taught by Casey Howe. Now, this gentleman is the senior meditator for Insight LA, which is a meditation school. He is a master meditator, and he's going to teach our community mindful meditation. Now, here's the deal. Tickets are going to go on sale this week. I'm probably going to push it to Friday, and I'll tell you why. Seal Beach and Namaste both will be in there. There are only 20 spots this time. We can only teach 20 people at a time. So the first class is 20 people. If you want to take the class, you better pay attention and get yourself enrolled, because these spots will go quickly. Mindfulness, and I'm going to talk a little bit more of that in my talk, is how we're going to create something new. Not from the past, informed a little bit by the past, but not from the past. So I really encourage you to step into this training, and then, of course, make sure you sign up for the May 27th if you haven't already. There is not a limit to those seats, but for this one, there is. So I'm really grateful we get to bring this into our community, some key spiritual practices.
And I am so excited to announce that choir is going to start again. And let's see, we have Des Glover is our new choir director. And join our community choir by emailing Nikki Freeman, our choir coordinator. And it looks like the first meeting is going to be May 28th at 2 p.m. With the first rehearsal at 7 p.m. at Seal Beach. So be ready for that. And also, you know, this is all can be found on our website and on our newsletter. And next up is May 21st. We're going to have our collaborative service at Seal Beach and Namaste together at 10 a.m. And meditation will actually start at 9:30. So May 21st, Namaste, Seal Beach, at Seal Beach. At 9:30 is meditation. Okay, and next up is spiritual practice. Jumpstart your weekday mornings. Join practitioners every weekday morning at 7 a.m. for prayer, support, and connection. And you can join in or just join on Zoom. You can call or join on Zoom. Information is on our website and in the newsletter. And then there's the Safe Place, an ongoing hour-long grief support group every second Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we create the Safe Place. It's to support grief from the life events, the changes they bring, and to find comfort and community. And you can register on Eventbrite and look within our newsletter once again on the website and Facebook page for the link. And then I just want to give a thank you, happy Mother's Day, and thank you to all of the mothers out there, and you all know who you are. However you showed up as a mom or a support for someone who was going through something, that's also a form of being a mom. So you beautifully bring life into our world, and I just want to personally thank you all. So that's it. And back to our amazing, incredible, and awesome music team.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tori. Thank you, everyone. And for this song, which we started last week, it is our sacred song for this month. I sing a line, you repeat that line on the chorus. God is love. God is grace. We speak our prayer in this place. We give thanks. We give praise for the blessings of this day. Nice, let's do it again. Oh, God is love. God is grace. Nice. Speak our prayers in this place. And we give thanks. We give praise for the blessings of this day. For grandparents with loving trust, all who teach and mentor us, for everyone who lead and guide with patient hearts and sacrifice. God is love. God is grace. Speak our prayer in this place. And we give thanks. We give praise for the blessings of this day. And for a sister and brother too, and soul, so we might grow. God is love, God is grace. Speak our prayers in this place, and we give thanks, we give praise for the blessings to our mothers, to all of you on this day.
And let's just continue in that beautiful space of stillness that's been created. Let us meditate for a few moments together before I begin my share. God is great. God is good. You are a blessing. Just allowing yourself to soften into the stillness. Soften into the stillness. You are a blessing. You are loved. You are a blessing. You are loved. You are a blessing. You are loved. Thank you for taking time with me in the stillness. For Mother's Day, I wanted to read a poem that I wrote back in 2001 for my project, what was then called Psalm 2. I think we call it Spiritual Practices now. And when I wrote it, I just had the experience of it being written through me. And it incorporates all the meanings of flowers. And so for me, I learned to love flowers from my mother. She had a beautiful rose garden, and I learned all about flowers from my mama. So in honor of my mama and all of you moms out there, I wanted to read the flower in me. And you're welcome to close your eyes if you want and receive it as a meditation, because I'm going to read it in that way, but you don't have to, whatever feels good to you. The flower in me, creative beauty in me I see, a beautiful flower inside of me, blossoming, growing, reaching, stretching, feeling sunlight, loving rain, the moisture of God's love softening my seed, allowing my essence to be perfect, imperfect, release the illusion, no need to try to achieve perfection. I am beautiful, perfect, divine. See the flower in me. Smell the innocence. Am I a freesia? See the confidence and sincerity. Am I a fern? You say I'm lovely, then a gardenia I must be. Oh, so sincere with strength of character, the gladiola comes to be. I admire you, my dear, and see the lavender heather growing near. Wealth, prosperity, and fortune are yours, with the abundance of alstroemeria for sure. Wisdom in my eyes you see, the iris is the flower I must be. You say you need a prayer or two. Just look at the loveliness in the white hyacinth, and that should do. Thank you for understanding me. My beautiful hydrangea is what you see. Oh, purity, devotion, and humility, lily, lavender, and lilac. Eternal love is mine. Smell the orange blossom, oh divine. Our souls are united, one mind, one spirit, one cosmic intelligence. See the flocks growing in our garden. I walk with you, my dearest friend, in the garden of yellow roses, recognizing again and feeling within the unity as I walk through the rose garden filled with white and red blossoms. What awe overcomes me. I breathe in the love and feel God's grace as I continue through my rose garden, seeing pink blossoms everywhere. I dance with delight and feel so grateful to see the pink rose inside of me. My faith grows stronger, oh dear blue violet. Thank you for a lovely time. What blissful pleasure we have shared. The scent of sweet pea overwhelms me now. With rosemary in my herb garden, I remember you and I remember me. Your beautiful eyes are dancing in the tulip. I open my heart, and what do you see? A larkspur growing for you and me. I love you, I love you, I love you. Red flowers are everywhere. My truth, your truth, our truth. See the white blossoms, smell them, feel them. Thoughtful recollection takes me to the bed of pansies. Oh, how sweet and tender. It's true love. Forget me not. May you always remember the flower in you, the mother in you, and have a beautiful service, and so it is.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time now, and when it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water, 'cause I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? 'Cause I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny It's been that way for all my time. Said forever only goes through the circle fast and slow, but I know it can't stop, and I wonder, oh yeah, 'cause I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? 'Cause I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Take it, Lorenzo. Lorenzo. 'Cause I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Yes, I wanna know, oh, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Coming down on a sunny day.
Way to make that song yours, right? You know, I don't care how tired I am, good music just makes me happy, joyful. It just lifts me. And I get lifted every time you three get up. Yeah. So I was thinking about this in my talk. So today I'm talking about the inner and the outer life. And the point of this is the fact that we don't know what's going to happen. So how do we kind of navigate that through our inner and outer world? Tori mentioned this earlier today, which is this is a process. I remember Chris Schreiber and Ray Bradford and Candace Stein and Barbara Russell. We sat down and we talked about exactly what is it we do with this philosophy. How does it work? And how do you put it in simple terms? Because I don't know that it's simple. I don't know that spirituality is really simple, and that's because as humans, we are complex. But I love this where we talk about at some point in our life, we awaken to a new truth. And it's really that part, that awakening to a new truth, that is incredibly critical in our spiritual journey. If we don't awaken to a new truth about ourselves, we continue to practice old beliefs, false beliefs, we would call them, and we continue to play in the world of the small self, we call it, which is, for those of you that haven't taken the 4 agreements yet, thank you, Maria, yet, when you do take the 4 agreements, it'll be a reminder of the fact that we're all living in a dream. And a lot of us are believing things about ourselves and others that are not creating a world that works for everyone. We're not creating a world that is peace-filled for ourselves. We are living in a nightmare in many cases. And the point of the Four Agreements is to remind us that it's an illusion. It's not that I believe the physical world is an illusion, it's how I see it. That's the illusion. So coming back to this, light and dark coexist together. We've been talking about light and dark all month. And they actually are not counter to one another. They actually cradle one another. They exist in a very symbiotic and very compassionate way. And oftentimes we look at the dark and we don't like the dark. We just don't. Because in the dark I can't see. Or in the dark are the shadows, and within the shadows are things I'm scared of. But about light and dark, they aren't one without the other. You actually can't have light without the dark, and you can't actually have dark without the light. It's impossible. And I'm not going to get into the physics of it because I don't understand it. I don't have to. They each have their own traits and characteristics, and the light and the dark is reflected in us. They may seem to operate independently, but like I said, they cooperate with one another and they complement one another. Now, generally, even in this philosophy, there's this big tendency to, to embrace the light. Embrace the light. We even joke, right? Stay away from the dark. Go to the light. By the way, don't go to the light yet. Unless you're ready. Sometimes you'll go and you're not ready. But to appreciate and welcome that both are truly appropriate and necessary for our journey is such an important awakening. Now, I'm going to ask this. How often does everything seem to work out as you plan? I would like you to raise your hand, anyone in the room, that when you plan something out, I don't care what it is, vacation, your day, your job, your life, your partner, whatever you plan, how often does it go your way? Does it go your way all the time? Does it go your way half the time? Really? Like all of it? All of it? There's a phrase called yesterday is history, today is a gift, and tomorrow is a mystery. Why is that? Why is tomorrow a mystery? But I will say this. There's a Yiddish saying that reminds us, and I was going to say it in Yiddish, but I'm just terrible at Yiddish. So I didn't want to distract you with my poor pronunciation, so I'll just give you the English version of it. Humans make plans and God laughs. Now we can take that as an entity, a deity up in the sky laughing at us as we plan, but I think there's something deeper to that. God being all of us, is that it is almost impossible to plan how anything is going to come out. Because most everything in our life, and there is a bug up here, by the way, most everything in our life unfolds as a marathon, not a sprint. It's the distance. There is no story that is complete. I'm not complete. There's nothing in my life that is complete. And just when I think I got it all together, something shifts. And that's because I get to play with all of you. Something in the world shifts. I don't know, a global pandemic can change everything. But when we look back on the things that unfolded in a way that we didn't plan, there was some wrong turns or some left turns when we thought we were making right turns. I've discovered that there's something far more interesting than things working out as I plan. I've found that there's something with me that knows if I surrender, that pretty little four-letter word, that when I surrender and not cling so tightly to what I know, to what I think should happen, that something even better happens. And when I say better, it's usually better for me, because I don't always know, and I would say most of the time, I don't necessarily know what's best for me. But I think the universe does. And it's when I cling so tightly When I cling so tightly to what we call knowledge, and all it knowledge is an accumulation of data and my interpretation of it. That's my definition. An accumulation of data and my interpretation of it. Because guaranteed, we can all sit with a set of data and we will all come with a host of different ideas about what it all means, right? And it really changes between us because we've all had different life experiences around, let's say, a particular data point where some of you may think, wow, Reverend Bobby, that's terrible. And I'm like, oh, no, it isn't. Not at all. I think that in my own life, everyone learns about things in a different way. On this Mother's Day, some of us might have mixed feelings about Mother's Day. Maybe we didn't have a mother that was loving, supportive. I certainly didn't, but I will tell you, she taught me. She was my greatest teacher. And I can look back at the experience of my mother and say that she wasn't loving and supportive or kind very often. And yet, as I'm sitting here in this chair, I remember my last conversation with her. And that was 11 and a half years ago. And it was her birthday. And she died 2 weeks later. And it was totally we could not have foretold that she was not going to be on the planet at that moment. And as we sat there was something that shifted in me, and when we sat there and we were talking with one another, I had the most amazing conversation with her. I've told this story before. This is what I remember. I don't remember what we said. I remember her looking at me with love and respect and admiration. And that was one of the most wonderful moments I had. And I did not know that that was my last time with her. And I'm so grateful for that. Because that's more powerful than anything else. It doesn't diminish what I went through. It actually expands it and makes it more meaningful. And it tells me that in this moment, this day of Mother's Day, that even though there's part of me, parts of it, myself as a stepmother, I'm conflicted about parts of it. Truly conflicted. And yet I can feel inside of me such a deep love for our child and for my mother and my grandmother and and I won't even say female, but every person on the planet that showed up with that feminine nature, that beautiful, loving, nurturing, behavior, experience, whatever you want to call it, and supported my journey into coming to know who I am. We never know what something may bring. There's a story, it's a folk tale about a peasant who had a beautiful white horse. And one night the horse ran away. When the neighbors heard of the misfortune, they came to offer their sympathy, saying, "We are so sorry for your bad luck." They were surprised because the neighbor's response was, "Could be bad luck, could be good luck. You never know." The next day, the peasant's horse returns with a beautiful stallion. And the neighbors came to congratulate him, saying, "You are so lucky. Not only has your horse returned, you now have 2 beautiful horses." And the peasant again replied, "Could be good luck, could be bad luck. You never know." The next day, the peasant's son is thrown off one of the horses while riding, and he breaks his leg. And the neighbors come again to comfort the peasant, saying, "We're so sorry to hear of your son's bad luck." And the peasant replies, "Could be good luck, could be bad luck. You never know." And the next day, the officials from the government come to the village to conscript every able-bodied young man to go fight in a senseless war. and all the young men of the village are taken except for the peasant's son, who could not serve in the army with a broken leg. In the end, he's the only young man in the village to survive the war. Could be good, could be bad. We don't know. It changes all the time. Our stories change. Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind, said, "Because we fail to realize that principle is not bound by precedent, we limit our faith, so that which has already been accomplished and few miracles result." When faith finds its proper place under the divine law, there are no limitations, and what are called miraculous results will follow. We want to know answers, don't we? It makes us feel safe to know answers. But the challenge with that, too, is sometimes our answers that are safe to us are not in the highest and best of others. They can't be. There is no one answer for anything. And because things are constantly shifting and moving, and it's all brought about by what we believe. We believe that there is power in our word, that what we speak creates. I create things from my thoughts. Because I make choices from those thoughts and choices from those beliefs. And what I in turn do is contribute by my actions and how I treat others from that place. To feel whole, according to Jung, each of us must face and reclaim these disavowed elements of the self, the shadow. When we are able to make peace with our own inner and outer lives. If we want to create a world that works for everyone, that's what we say. I'm not sure I like that phrase, but I'm going to use that phrase because I don't know exactly. There's something in there that tells me that if we create a world that works for everyone, then there are folks in the world that wouldn't want everyone to have freedom. So I struggle with it a little bit. But let's just imagine that consciousness, the evolving consciousness, creates a world that works in the highest and best for everyone. Then what I'm talking about is we must continually evolve. And anyone in the room, myself including, who thinks we're done evolving. I know. All of you are looking at me like I'm crazy right now. We're not done. If we're not done, are we going to continually make choices from how we've done things in the past? Will that create a world that works for the highest and best of everyone? For what I know right now. No? Yes? I didn't hear you. Thank you. It will not. We cannot do it. In this unification that we're in the middle of, we voted yes. We are asking everyone, the boards, the exploration leadership team, which is guiding the unification, we are asking everyone to live in the mystery. Not just because we want people to feel frustrated. I don't like feeling frustrated, but I do know that my present is informed by my past, but it should not dictate my future, because if I only take what I've learned and apply it to what we're going to do, then I'm only going to create the same thing. There's no new knowledge in that. And I actually believe that there's a fear in the mystery because of past experience. There's, as we would say in the Four Agreements, we have made an agreement about not knowing. We have an agreement about not knowing. And that agreement might be what? The other shoe's going to drop? That something always worse happens? That if I don't plan, that it's not going to be safe? If I don't use what I've seen in the past, that I could potentially set up such high risk or a gap in the structure that we're creating? But just think about it in your own life. When you've learned something, an aha, something new, something amazing, and then you applied it. Were you done? Spiritual community is no different. We apply exactly what we know at the individual level, at the collective level, because it works everywhere in the same way. It doesn't work one way for me and one way for you. It doesn't work one way for me and a different way for everyone else. It works the same. There are laws, spiritual laws that apply, period. And at the same time, each one of us have a different reality that we're living with. Guaranteed, Susan, I'm going to use you, I know. Susan and I have different realities. She sees the world differently than me, even though Susan and I agree all the time. Because she's always right. Right? What would it be like imagine if we had a reality police who came in and said, oh, no, this is not the real reality. You're just living an illusion. What would that be like? We'd all be arrested because we do not share that a common reality. We share an assumed reality. We think that we're in this room, and yes, we're like-minded in some ways. But there's so much going on in our heads that we don't share. There's so much going on in our heads that we assume that other people think too. And they probably are, just with slightly different ways. As long as we have strong convictions, strong opinions about things, we actually shut the door on divine intuition. Anything we hold as strong, whether it's an opinion about somebody, an opinion about what somebody's doing, an opinion about myself, and an opinion on what I'm capable of, an opinion about what you're capable of, an opinion about what you're doing, and how you're doing it or how I'm doing it. When we have convictions, even about how this community should operate, those strong convictions are what keep us in the way of hearing the divine that exists not just within us, but as us. The ego is in the driver's seat, and there's no way that the ego is going to like not being in the driver's seat. Unless we partner. We use the ego for what it was designed to do. Yes, to not put my hand in the fire. Yes, to not necessarily open up the door if it's not safe. To drive down the freeway between the two lines. Right? To not honk on the freeway like we used to do. Because people are frustrated and angry. And are we contributing to it? The ego could tell us that too. But divine intuition speaks to us for us. And it gives us that quiet wisdom, but it cannot operate in a way that we can hear as long as we hold firm to these old opinions, these old ideas. Friedrich Nietzsche said, convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies. Yeah, convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies. Truth changes. It actually does, because we change and we start to understand more and more about what the truth of this moment is. But even in this moment, in the next moment, if we're open, we can learn more. We can learn an expanded version of it because truth continues to change. Because truth, the way we use it, is knowledge. Now, how do I know that my convictions are in the way? How do I know that I have strong convictions that are in the way? No flexibility. Yes? Say that again? You are reading my mind. Energy behind the response? Pichet. When we control, when we characterize, when we're angry, when we're annoyed, when we blame, when we're jealous, when we're resentful, when we're uncomfortable, and when we are mistrustful. That's a sign that we have convictions that are in the way, that this is the way to do it. Even when we're upset, I know as we've been going through this, but there's been a few times that I have been frustrated. Can you imagine? I can't imagine. Right? Somebody said, I can imagine. Oh, it was Eileen C. Davis for sure. And I keep questioning that. Well, is because really what we're doing in spiritual community is we get to use everything. It's not just that people show up the way we want them to show up. It's that we use everything. Everything. We use our own stumbles and falls, and we also support others stumbling and falling. We use everything. When I say my prayer, I always include, mostly, that God is every event, situation, and circumstance. Just the ones I like? No. Just the people I like? Just the people that behave the way I like? No. Thank you for agreeing with me, Jesse. It's true. We use it all. We use it all. So if we use it all, if it's all God, because it is, then all those things that I feel bad about myself and all those ways that I judge others, I'm missing the point. I'm missing the power of the mystery of being in space, not only for myself, but with others when they struggle. I'm requiring myself and others to act and behave in a way that is probably not possible. That doesn't mean I accept everything. That's not the point. But it does mean that I can stand in truth, and when you take 4 agreements, it's later, by the way, we're going to have a test, that when I'm impeccable with my word, I speak well of myself and others. That when I don't take things personally, nothing that's happening is about me. And I thought I was the center of the universe. That when I don't make assumptions, I know that what I'm thinking, you're not thinking, and that the only way that I can get clear is to ask you questions. And the only way I can get clear about me is to ask myself those questions. And I can always, always do my best and allow others to do it too. And know with great intention that everyone, not just the people I like, are doing their best too. Famous historian and author Daniel Borstein said, "The greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge." But I know so much. And I think as I get older, I know so little. If we are unwilling or unable to bear uncertainty, we will remain stuck in old, stale, and dead-end situations and miss out on opportunities for renewal and growth that are available to us only in times of transition. We're in a big transition. This is an absolutely potent time. I don't want to miss out. Do you? I don't want to miss out on my own growth, which has been unbelievable in the last 3.5 years. I'm blown away. And I can't let appearances tell me anything except what my perception is, and am I perceiving in a way that is so limited? Am I willing to be in the dark with things? Am I willing to prefer to not know so that the highest and greatest can unfold as me and everyone in this room, everyone in this community, the world. How can I do that? How can I welcome that divine intuition while not knowing? I can have the courage to stay away from judgment and characterization. That takes courage, doesn't it? It takes faith. I can have curiosity. Curiosity to stay away from judgment and characterization. Courage to face uncertainty. Forgiveness. I have a superpower in forgiveness, by the way. It allows you to let go and to see your mother's face with love. It allows us to move on when we feel wronged and when we commit a wrongdoing. Hope, to imagine the impossible. It happens. Faith, to endure the obstacles and the resistance we encounter within ourselves and those around us. And compassion. I want you to take a deep breath and breathe out the word compassion. Ready? Compassion. Do you feel that? To see our journey with grace and give that same for others. John O'Donohue is one of my favorite authors. He does blessings. The Bless the Space in Between is one of his beautiful books. And he says, I love the imagination of light. Light never shows the same mountain twice. No place ever remains the same because light has no mind for repetition. It adores difference. Through its illumination, it strives to suggest the silent depths that hide in the dark. Do you want to know what makes the mountains so beautiful at sunset besides the sun and the clouds? The shadows. It's our shadows that are what make us so beautiful. It's the things that we think are our weaknesses that are just places to grow and to look. There is a beautiful wisdom of allowing ourselves to not know. Let us pray. Could you play a little? Take a deep breath again and let us breathe out compassion. Compassion. As we see one another, this prayer, as we see one another at Namaste, although this community does not own Namaste, this community has called itself Namaste, which is to practice seeing the face of God. So if every one of you, and I want you to look around the room, if every one of us is the face of God, there are things we know and don't know. There's so much we don't know. There's so much we don't know what God is. And there's a beauty in not knowing. Can I apply this courage to allow myself to be in that unknown and seek to know? There is only the one mind. We call it God. We call it spirit. We call it universal consciousness. It is the all of all. It is infinite. It has no edge, no beginning, no center. It is not held by anything because there is no edge, so how can it be held? It is every event, situation, and circumstance. So in just this moment of recognition, I pause. Every event, situation, and circumstance. Peace abides in every event, situation, and circumstance. Love is in every event, situation, and circumstance. Can we allow that? And in this moment, I am one with all that is, and I know that everyone in this room is. Everyone. I stand in love today. Love in that uncertainty. Love in that mystery. Not knowing what will happen next. Excited expectancy. Grace for myself and others. Question everything. Not to doubt everything, but to grow, to expand, to explore, and to be a healing and beneficial presence in the world. I speak my word for myself and each person in this room, each one in Seal Beach, each one in our communities surrounding each one in the world, for all of creation. I accept this word and its power as true and done. And in that truth, knowing that beyond what I could know. So I just release this prayer into the love that is God. And I call it good. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Rev Bobby. I'd like to invite the Soulful Divas to come up, please.
Actually, we're the Namasteettes.
Sweet Lord, my sweet Lord, my Lord, sweet, sweet Lord, I really want to see you, I really want to be with you, I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, hallelujah, my sweet Lord, hallelujah, my good Lord, hallelujah, wonderful Lord, I really want to know you, Lord, I really want to go with you, I really want to show you, Lord, that it won't take long, oh Lord, my sweet Lord, my good, good Lord, wonderful Lord, I really want to see you, 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 Lord, but it takes so long, oh Lord, hallelujah, my Lord, dance all over, there you go, buddy, ooh, sweet Lord, take it, Lorenzo. I really want to hear, Lord. I want to be dear to you. I want to be near you, Lord, like I'm the one, oh Lord. My Lord. Ooh, I love you, Lord, 'cause you're so good to me, Lord. I really want to see you. I really want to be with you. I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, oh Lord. My Lord. Ooh, my Lord. Sweet, 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 sweet Lord. Ooh, my Lord. Yes, my Lord. Soulful Divas.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Little Mother's Day for a few, I think mostly for these three. So awesome, so sweet. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Awesome job.
So this is a time of our conscious giving. Why do we give? We give because we have enough. There's enough to give. And when we don't feel there's enough, we don't give. It teaches us that there's plenty, that we have enough. And we have enough to give, and we give to the spiritual community. We give here at Namaste, we give at Seal Beach. We give. And it matters. And it mostly matters because we become part of what it is we give to. That's the most powerful thing we do. So I want you to take the gift that you gave, that you're giving today, whatever that might be, and just put your hand on your heart with that gift and hold it there in its precious love. It's precious because it's ours to give, and it's sacred because it's ours and it's us. So as we give that today, let us just speak this together. Today, I allow the divine radiance within me to shine forth. I open my heart, pours into my surroundings, blesses me, blesses others, and blesses the world. We affirm this is true, and so it is. Before we do our benediction, I just want to thank, these three. Lena. I want to thank Lena for saying yes as our music director. And I want to thank Des for saying yes to choir. And I want to thank Lorenzo for just showing up every Sunday and playing that piano like he owns it. I also want to thank Jim for opening our service today. His beautiful heart, so beautiful. We've had some great folks open up, and this was no different today. I also want to thank Tori, our Board of Trustee today. I want to thank Matt, hanging over there as our streaming guy. He also consults on a whole lot more. We like that. Thank you, Matt. Jackie, thank you for being our minister support, holding vigil today. And Valerie, thank you for being on platform today. And thank you, Nikki, and Valerie and Jackie for being, what are they called?
The Soulful Divas.
Soulful Divas. When I saw them come in and practice, I thought they were going to explode. There was so much joy. So I just really appreciate them sharing themselves with us. And I want to thank our welcome team in the back. Cheryl? Yeah. Were you part of that, Eileen C. Davis? Of course. On your way out, I want you to thank those folks for being the first face you see. They do it all the time, and they do it faithfully, and they don't miss. They just do it. So please thank them for that. So let us stand and do our benediction. And then we will close with Susan Callick's favorite song. I don't know why you're shaking your head. You know it's true. Just own it, Susan. Own it. So here we go. I have a question for you. Would you like my question? What is happening right now? What is it?
Life.
Where is it? And? And? And?
It's all that we are.
What am I going to do with it?
Accept it.
And?
I am it.
And? Really? Oh, that was pitiful. Really?
Yes.
Thank you. Do I do it any old way? So tell me. And? So in this moment, imagine that you are the mother that was so that cared so well for you. Imagine you're it. And if you didn't have that mother, imagine that you are the mother that you would have wanted to care for you. And I want you to look around the room and to give that care to each person in this room. That care, that gratitude for that care, being a mother, we all have. So with that beautiful love, compassion, and gratitude, I want you to feel that and allow that to move up through your body. And on the count of 3, I want you to speak that to each person in this room with such love, with such gratitude. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, life. 1 second. 1 second. Ready? So now Jackie is going to carry the candle out, the light that is, because we are the light. So as she carries it out, we don't need it, because we are it. We are both the light and the dark. Both. Thank you, Jackie and music team. It's all up to you.
Wow. When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When the world, when it stops spinning around, I choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart's too hard to move, and my music, if it loses its groove, when I have too much to prove, I still will choose joy. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah, I will choose joy. Nice, Dad. When the world comes tumbling down, I choose joy. What do I choose?
I choose
Look at
joy.
Oliver, choosing joy. When the world stops spinning around, I choose joy.
I choose joy.
That's right. When my heart is hard to move, when my music's lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. What do I choose?
I choose joy.
That's right, sing it with me now.
Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy.
One more time again, eh?
Joy, 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 joy. I choose
That's
joy.
right, sing it again.
Joy, 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 joy. Yeah. tumbles down. I choose joy. When you wake up and you're wearing a frown, I choose joy. When no friends seem to be around,
I choose joy.
no matter what's going down, I want you, and I remind myself to choose joy.
Have a great week. Namaste. I choose joy. Yeah.